I will never pretend to be another. I will never want to be another. I will not change who I am just to fit in. I am me. I am not perfect, but I'm working on myself. Working to become the best version of myself. I am working on myself to continue to expand my own self through my own work, in my own way. I am me.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is your girl Wanda Godsbratt of Watching Wanda's World. Keturah, we lost your video, baby. Can you hear me?
I'm here, Mom. Sorry.
Okay. So this is your girl Wanda Godsbratt, and we have my makeup daughter, my sweetie pie, one of the loves of my life on the line. She has agreed to be my guest today. You know, normally the first Monday of the month, on Wednesday of the month is the round table, but the ladies had some things going on. Keturah has agreed to come on and be my guest tonight. She's tired. She's not feeling well, but she loves her mommy so much that she came on anyway. Thank you, my love.
I love you, Mom, of course. And thank you.
So
Absolutely.
Keturah and I met in these makeup streets. So how many
Yes.
years ago, Keturah?
Yeah, oh my God. Has it been like 3 or 4 years now?
Yeah, I was thinking that
The
too. So
pandemic.
we met and we instantly connected to one another. She is one of the sweetest souls. She is a mom of my beautiful baby. How old is she now?
She'll be 3 in on the 29th of this
And
month.
she was an arm baby when we met.
Yes, yes.
And she recently became a nurse. So
Right.
congratulate my sweetheart. She's a nurse. And she's an entrepreneur of a cosmetic business. She's a makeup artist as well, and she sells cosmetics and accessories, and that's classified by Lady K.
Yes,
So
yes.
welcome, 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 my love. Welcome to
Ooh.
Watching Wanda's World.
Yeah. I'm so excited to be on.
Oh, thank you. So
Oh,
normally it takes a little bit for a couple people to come on, but oh, we're starting to get people on. Let me turn the volume down on my phone because I tend to do that, and then I'll have that overlapping. But
oh.
so Keturah, first of all, tell me about what was becoming. Because how old are you now? You're young to me. So
33.
okay, so being a mom and being an entrepreneur and juggling a toddler, the business, and then going to nursing school at the same time. Tell me, how was that? How did you manage all of that?
Oh my God. I would say it was nothing but God, and definitely takes a great support system to be able to pull all of this off. Um, my parents and my in-laws are really great supporters of helping me with babysitting and just um, really having people to motivate you and push you, having people in your circle that can help you, want to see you successful. Like
Mm-hmm.
yourself, my makeup mom, which always supports me and push me in all my endeavors. That's what keeps me going. And of course, being able to do more and wanting to have more for my baby girl, my daughter. So that's my greatest motivation.
I know when I became a mom when I was 21, and I always say that I wouldn't be the person I am today if I didn't have her, because like you said, wanting to do more, to be more, to be able to give her more was
Mhm.
motivation than had it just been me.
Absolutely. Like back when I in my 20s. and I was working, and I always wonder why people work so hard when they had children. But now, when I had a child, I know now of,
Mm-hmm.
the ethics of hard work and wanting to do more for your children, because you want them to see you do well in life. Like, you want to leave a legacy for your children. So definitely, that's what motivates me to leave a legacy for my children and my future children.
Okay, so you do want more kids. That was
Yeah.
going to be a question. Okay, okay. So tell me, you've had Classified by Lady K, and I've seen your business growing over the years. I'm so proud
Yes.
of you.
Oh, thank you, Mom. Well, yeah, I'm. So I would say, like, I was thinking about how I first started over the years. Like, I've always been into makeup. Like, so starting back, watching my mom getting ready for church, putting her
Mm-hmm.
makeup on her, like, back in the day, they don't do all the baking and all the stuff that we do, but just
Mm-hmm.
putting on her eyeliner and mascara and foundation and lipstick and stuff. So I used to want to do that. So she'll give me, her eyeliner and stuff to put on. I used to sneak some time and put the stuff on. So later on, that sparked my interest in, trying to wear makeup. But then, when YouTube became popular, it was
Mm-hmm.
a few influencers I would watch and, study them and how they put on makeup and, just evolve throughout the years. So I used to be on Facebook doing makeup. And then one day my cousin was like, "Hey, cuz, I see you be doing your makeup real well. I'm having a girls' night out, and I want you to do a couple mini makeovers to me on my girls." And I was scared, like, I ain't never did nobody makeup. I'm like, I'm nervous. But, looking back, I'm like, oh my God, my work was trash. But, when you develop a craft, of course it takes consistency for
Mm-hmm.
for you to develop and grow into your craft with everything. So I would just say staying consistent has really developed my craft and helped me develop clients and grow to where I am now. Thank God, for being able to grow. And then of course practicing on yourself. I tell people all the time, even if you don't have clients right now, it takes time to grow and develop people to be able to trust you and for you to be able to be consistent and people to watch you, with your clientele. So if you don't have no clients, you practice on yourself. You're your best canvas. So, and people
Exactly.
see that. People see that, and they, oh, I want you to do my. So consistency is the key to success.
That is so true because I always say I am a walking billboard.
Absolutely.
And then, in today's economy, everyone doesn't always have the resources or the finances
Mm-hmm.
to invest in themselves. They may want to. Sometimes I'll cut a deal, depending on the circumstance. Because I love that my ministry. I call my makeup a
Oh,
ministry.
yes. Yes.
So I love that my ministry allows me to bless other women and to help them to feel better about themselves. And
Yes.
sometimes God uses the makeup. It's more than makeup.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's definitely more than makeup, but to have a talent that allows you to make other women feel better about themselves, to me, is such a blessing.
It is. Yes.
And I always say that every queen is beautiful when she sits in my chair. I'm only enhancing,
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I agree.
I'm only enhancing what's there. What is your greatest joy that you get from your makeup ministry?
Being able to pour into women, just like you said, it's a ministry. So just for them to be able to love their transformation, and then for them to be able to, like, when they're in the chair, to be able to talk to me about their situations or their problems. I like every client that I have. I try my best to pray over them. They don't know, but when I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing their makeup, I say a little small prayer to God. meet their needs, do whatever you need to do for them in their lives, whatever prayer requests that they have. But when people are transparent with me and share their different experiences in life with them, I'm glad that they can be able to trust me to be able to share their experiences with me, and then reoccurring clients, just for them to be able to trust me and then refer me out to different people. I love that. That's like my primary.
That is the ultimate compliment when you have a repeat client.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, my girlfriend client that I had Saturday is a repeat client, and I told you I also had a tutorial client friend as well. Right after that, she came while I was doing the makeup, and she was
Oh,
laughing because my girlfriend was falling asleep as I was doing her
love it.
makeup,
So
and she was like, "Now that's trust. When
yeah,
you can sit in somebody's chair, they're doing your makeup." She was like, she could trust that I
absolutely.
was going to deliver the look that she wanted me to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, that we, I guess we're like the bartender,
Yeah.
that person that you go to unload, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
We get a
Absolutely.
little bit of everything. We become counselor, we become friend, we
Yeah.
become sister. We and during the makeup process, we have a bunch of different roles.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, also, you recently became a nurse, so
Yeah. Thank
congratulations.
you, Mom. Mm.
So, in your process, how long did it take you to become a nurse?
Oh my God. Well, I could share my testimony on here. Well, my process is long because I had some barriers to get over, and I'm gonna be transparent with my process because I believe that I can share and be transparent on this platform. Thank you for allowing me to do that,
Of
Mom.
course, baby.
So when I first tried to enter the nursing program, first of all, I had so many tests and trials. When you doing something and it's God's will, of course you're gonna have tests and trials, but that doesn't mean give up. That doesn't mean, to just throw in the towel. Delay doesn't mean denial. So
Exactly.
when I first entered the program, I actually had pending. It wasn't, well, I'm gonna go back and say, let's say 2011.
Hmm.
Long story short, I had a supposedly best girlfriend that she told me that I don't think it was 2010. Well, she long story short, I trusted her. She told me that she had could give me some money from her cousin's friend that worked for the IRS, and I'm like, I need the money at the time, so they cut me a check, but not knowing it was fraudulent, and I
Mm,
ended up cashing it, and I'm glad I didn't spend any of it, but I got in trouble from it from the law because I cashed it at a currency exchange, and so I didn't get convicted of it, but I had to like pay back restitution. Thank God, but
mm,
it wasn't off my record, so I had to get it expunged off my record. So because it wasn't expunged off my record, I had to sit out a year. And wait for it to fall off because with nursing you can't have any felonies, no nothing like that.
mm-hmm.
So that was my denial, and I was so crushed and hurt. But I just believe at that time, it wasn't my time to go into nursing. God had me sit out and wait, and just try to get my life together so I could be ready. Because going into nursing is really a mental, like nursing school is really a mental. It could take a mental toll on you. You have
Mm-hmm.
to really, really, really be prepared to, because that's the thing that you have to really focus on. And a lot of times you can't go to people's functions, you can't hang out with people like you want to, and people don't understand. You have to get people in your corner that's really going to push you and back you and support you. You have to really, I mean, I've seen people work full time and balance it with children, but a lot of times it's hard. So you would, sometimes have to delay working, cut back hours on working, and really have a great support system if you have children. I didn't have Kamora at the time, so thank God, I was able to focus. But yeah, saying all that, and then preparing for the process as well before getting to nursing school, I had to take my prerequisites classes, and
Mhm.
that wasn't a walk in the park either. Like I started working at a one of the top hospitals here in Chicago called Rush, and of course, the financial aid, they said I was making too much because I didn't have a child. So
Okay.
trying to work full time, and then I had to take classes. Like so, I had to take one classes one at a time because I had to pay out of pocket and put on top of paying bills. So
Mm.
that was a challenge as well. But thank God when I made it to the program, of course, tests and trials came. But I had a couple buddies in nursing school that we stuck together and we studied together. We helped each other through assignments and tests and things like that. And
Mhm.
then I went during the pandemic, so of course, that wasn't easy either. Then I was in
Mhm.
an abusive relationship, and I had to get out of that. That took a mental toll on me, but I ended up going to a women's shelter for a few months. And then me having to go to clinicals, getting up early, going to clinicals, having to be there at 5, 6 in the morning, having to get ready from the shelter, having to share bathrooms with
Mm.
different other women. It was just you know that was one of my testimonies and trials that I had to go through. But God,
But God.
but
Oh my
God, but
God. But
God.
God.
Yeah, I made it through, and then my last semester I got pregnant with Kimora, and then I ended up going in labor with her a month after I graduated. So I didn't have time because so with nursing, after you graduate, you're not done. You still have to prepare and take your state boards.
Mhm.
So you're not officially a nurse until you can pass your state boards from your state
Mhm.
to get your license. You have to have a license to operate as a nurse. So that that was a delay because Kamora was really sick. She came 7 weeks early.
Mhm.
She had to have a G tube. She had to have that put in 2 or 3 days after she was born, and they were just telling me things that really messed me up in the head because I wasn't prepared to be at the NICU with her, and
Mhm.
I went through postpartum depression because in the ward, and on the unit, I wasn't allowed to hold her. She was in the NICU, and I would see other mothers holding their babies, and it really took a toll on me.
Told on you. Yeah.
It really, mentally, and then for them to still be able to tell me, oh, she had to have surgery, uh, she had to, had an NG tube in her nose. I hated seeing that in her nose, and then she
Mhm.
had ventricular tachycardia, which is like a really fast heart rate. She had to have medication for that. It was just one thing after another, and I believe God, even though I believe God, I just, the reality was what it was. And
Mhm.
I just didn't want to pray. I'm going to be honest, I didn't want to pray. Sometimes
Mhm.
when we go through things, sometimes we know God is there, but sometimes you're just not feeling it because the reality is there, and that's when my support system came in. Like my mother prayed for me, helped me. Kamora's father was there, of course you was there, and my support system, what I needed. That's what really helped me, and we got through it. She had to do different therapies, physical therapy, speech therapy. She had to have doctor's appointments every 2 weeks, every month. It just,
Mhm.
was overwhelming. She had to have speech evaluations to be for them to take her off the G tube for her to be able to swallow. That eventually happened after 6 or 7 months. But God is good. Everything happens in God's timing. But now she's thriving and doing well. She's only on speech
Beautiful.
therapy, but she's graduated from that. She's eating everything, going
Mhm.
to school now. She's doing well. So, yeah, it's just a development from that. Oh my God. So I took my test several times, and the test was not easy at all. And
Right.
I'm not ashamed to say, I it took me a couple tries to pass because I was dealing with so much. And then
Right.
Kamura's father had open heart surgery in 2022, 20, that was 23, the beginning of 23.
I
And
remember that.
yeah, and then
You
I got
went through one trial after the other. It was just boom, 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 boom. And then if I somewhere in there was a carjacking
I
and
got robbed at gunpoint, dropping Kimura off at her grandmother's house at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, December 26, 2022. So yeah, all of that just triggered, and oh my God, but God.
I admire your tenacity, your not giving up because so many people would have used any one of
Mm-hmm.
those incidents as an excuse to
Yeah.
say, I'm not doing this. This isn't meant for me. But
Mm-hmm.
instead, it seemed to push you even more.
Absolutely,
And,
absolutely.
and I think we would all be lying if we say that there was not a time at some point in our prayer life that we didn't
Mhm.
question God
Yes.
or we didn't have so much going on that we couldn't pray. And thank God we had people around us. Hi,
Yeah.
Denise. We and Lisa and Quita and Dace, my cousin Dace,
Evening. Evening.
and Tanya. I thank y'all for
Thank
joining.
you so
I
much.
think we would all be lying if we say that there wasn't a point in time in our lives that we didn't question. And thank God for those times that you had those when you surround yourself with good people, they
Absolutely.
pray in the gap for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes there have been times that I had no words. All I could do was hum.
Mm-hmm.
That down south spiritual. If you know anything about
Yes.
that, my grandmother used to
Mhm.
say, if you can't find the words, just hum. Sometimes
Yes.
all I can do is hum and cry.
Yes. Yes. That is so true. Like I could say that honestly. I don't think that any human's faith has not unwavered at some point in time in your life. If you've gone through any test or trial, and it's totally normal. Like God won't punish you because your faith is unwavered. Just as long as you put that trust back in Him,
Hmm.
we have to be able to trust God with all our. The Scripture says, "Trust in God with all our hearts and lean not unto our own understanding."
Understanding.
So, if we trust God, we ought to be able to let Him do what He's going to do in His timing and not our own. And then, like I said, always having that support system. If you can't pray and if you feel like your faith is unwavering, that support system can stand in the gap for you to be able to pray and, get you back on track.
And I mean, it was so hard. Like I said, you were going through one thing
Yeah.
after the other. And again, I just admire your strength and to be such a young lady and to not give up and to allow it to push you forward. So that had to make when you were able to finally take the test and pass it all the sweeter.
Oh, yes.
Explain that feeling to me.
Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so undescribable. I'm like, because I know, when you know that something is meant for you and God has a specific plan for you, of course you're going to have things thrown at your way. Oh my God. So
Mhm.
that month before, and I've never really told a lot of people this, so that month before I ended up going through a miscarriage. And yeah, it really took a toll on me. And I was just like, oh my God, but I know that God is preparing me for something else. But I just was going through so much, and then I actually too, I'm gonna be transparent. I went through going through course for eviction because I wasn't working at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
helping to take care of Kamor's dad and stuff like that. I wasn't working, so
Mm-hmm.
took a toll on me financially. So I went through eviction courts, and it's just everything thrown at me. But thank God I was able to settle with that, and I was able to get rental assistance, and
Mm-hmm.
I healed from the miscarriage. And when I finally passed this January, oh my God, it was just an unexplainable feeling. I was just praying, and that night before. So when you take the test, it cuts off on you. It's not a graded test. It's either you pass or you fail.
Mm-hmm.
So the computer shut off on me. Like the minimum questions you can get is like 82. The computer shut off on me at 85. But the night before, when I was in prayer, God gave me exactly where I was gonna sit at, because I had been at the same testing center about 3 times, so I knew, the seating and where, how it was
Mm-hmm.
structured and stuff. And so God gave me in a dream. He told me exactly where I was gonna sit, exactly how long it's gonna take me, and how many questions that the test was gonna cut off at. So it happened exactly as God envisioned it. It took me exactly 3 hours to finish. I sat in the exact seat that God told me I was gonna sit in my
Mm-hmm.
dream, and I was just like, "Oh my God!" Everything happened exactly, but you don't get your results back that same day. You have to wait, like at least. It depends on the state, but Illinois is kind of slow. So it took about 24 to 48 hours to get my results. So, I'm just eating away and nervous, and like got stomach bubbling, and oh my God, I'm just like, Lord, he already knew and I knew, but I
Mm-hmm.
just have to really physically
You had to see
see
it.
it
Right.
to be able to really
Mm-hmm.
process it. So I was like, nervous, didn't want to do nothing, just, and my anxiety is through the roof.
I can
And so,
imagine.
oh my God, yeah. So, I'm like, oh my God. So I finally, one of my girlfriends, she had taken hers, and she was like, girl, go online. It's a trick that you can do to see your results early. So I tried doing that, it didn't work. I'm like, this ain't working. This ain't gonna push me the further back. So then a couple hours later, I checked again, and I said pass, and I'm like, oh, screaming, crying, broke down, crying.
Oh.
My hard work paid off. Oh my God, I called her back. I'm like, I passed, and we both start screaming, and I told my mother I stay at my mother's house because I'm like I can't be at home because I'd be a nervous wreck by myself.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So me and Kamora was over there. It's just we all start screaming and hollering, and just thanking God because the process and the journey that it took to get here now just was unexplainable. It's just a oh my God, great feeling you have. Oh my God, one of the best feelings in the world to know that your hard work has paid off.
Mm-hmm.
So thank God that I finally
And
passed.
it's like you knew that this was your path. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't let it you didn't take the delay as being a denial.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
you knew in your heart of heart this was your path. So
Mm-hmm.
now, since you've become a nurse, has it lived up to your expectations?
Yes, it has. I've been in the nursing field for since 2012. I've been a CNA since 2012, so I knew all the ins and outs, and how nursing is. But actually being a nurse and stepping into the actual role is different than just seeing it. But
Mm-hmm.
I've been around, for a long time in the healthcare field, so I've already seen the ins and outs and stuff. But it's very rewarding. Of course, the pay, it's nice, but
Yeah.
I don't I just ask that God keep me humble through
Mm-hmm.
whatever I go through in life, whatever accomplishments and achievements I have. I just thank God, and it's been a long journey. Just thank God for being able to step out of struggle. That's why I've always asked God to like just help me. I don't want to have that poverty mindset, but
Mm-hmm.
just bless me with the skills and the things that I need to bless my hands to be able to do more, so I can grow, and then two, to be able to give back to people too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and my business, of course, is picking up as well. So God has really been blessing.
So, and now let's talk about your makeup ministry. You have worked on a movie set. You
Yes,
do face painting for kids. Like
yes.
you just do a little bit of it all. Of course,
Yeah.
the proms and the weddings and special engagements. Please tell me about your movie experience.
So I really they have makeup artists on set. I've done makeup for movies before, but the recent one that I did, I actually just like a production assistant on that
Mhm.
movie. But it was a great experience. I helped out with his name's Quincy J. Trent. That's my brother. Shout out to him.
Mhm.
His company is called Red on Black Films, and I just help him with production assistance, whatever they need on set. For me to do. I do it like take pictures of different scenes, do
Mhm.
video clips. Getting different props together for scenes, and you know, um, just doing whatever is needed. But I would love to, in the future, and I'm claiming it that I would be a celebrity makeup artist and
I'm claiming that too.
artist to the stars. I've been, it's been spoken over me before, and I believe that God is really, gonna open those doors for me. So I'm excited about that. But meanwhile, to me, all of my clients are celebrities anyway.
Hmm.
It's an honor and privilege for them to be able to sit in my chair and choose me to be able to do their makeup. So.
I agree with that.
So I love what I do. I do love, like, so lately with my brides, I've been doing like a luxury bridal experience for them, like pampering them and prepping their skin and giving
Hmm.
them facials before that big day, because I know how it can be with like stressing, trying to make sure last minute things are together. So I want to be able to create a relaxing experience for them before they get their makeup done, so that they can
Hmm.
relax and just take all the cares off their shoulders before worrying up and prepping for the big day.
Right.
So that's been my, like, I love that experience for them. I've been getting a lot of prom clients lately, uh and then just trying to balance nursing, and that's why I work nights too, so that I can be able to service my clients during the daytime. So it
Okay.
works out. Yeah, it works out.
I love it. Quita said that's great. She when we were talking about your the movie experience. So if you had to give someone some advice that whatever their path may be and they're coming up against obstacles, because Lord knows you had, like I said, more than enough excuses if you wanted an excuse to quit. When they're coming up against obstacles, what would you say? What kept you persevering? And what advice would you give to that young mother that's trying to do better for her child and trying to create a better life, but life just keeps gut punching them?
Oh my God, so good. I would just say definitely keep your faith in God. That's first and foremost, because with God all things are possible. Or if everybody's not into, and I wouldn't say religion, because I'm not a religious person. Just keep a relationship with God, or who the Most High, whoever you believe in, the universe. Just keep some type of source of faith.
A spiritual connection.
Yes, a spiritual connection, absolutely.
Mm,
Definitely too. Having a strong support system, and I realize that a lot of people don't, and that's where that's why people give up, because they don't have a support system. But at least even if you have that one person that you can trust, that will say, I help you along the way. That's what really helped me, like having a strong support system. And then too, staying consistent and wanting more out of life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just got to a point where I think, when you know that you're meant to do something or be somewhere, your soul will get tired, grow tired of being in the same place. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
just started being uncomfortable being in the same place. Like, and then doing it for your children. That's one of the most important things. Doing it for them, like them being your motivation to be able to get out of the situation that you're in. Not to say that, you should be grateful for where you are. Being thankful and grateful produces more. But just not to be stagnant.
Right.
Be consistent, be consistent. If you know the saying that says, if at first you don't succeed, try.
Try and try again. Mm-hmm.
You keep going no matter how many times you done failed. Like I said, I failed my test, my NCLEX 3 times before I was able to pass. And I wanted to give up so bad. And I'm like, you question sometimes if you fail that, if it's for you. But what God has for you is for you. So
Mm-hmm.
you keep going. Like I was seeing something on Facebook a while back saying that Oprah had, before she became famous, she, tried to be a reporter. She applied to several different jobs and didn't get it. And, she eventually got her big break and she climbed to the top. And then they had other examples of people like Walt Disney. The company failed before he was able to launch off the ground. And
Mm-hmm.
just, seeing and then being around people that can motivate you and you see progress from them and them be able to push you. So I would just say be consistent, have a great support system, have a great prayer life, have a spiritual connection, um, and just being consistent and not wanting to give up. It took me, and it's like, you really don't see how long it takes you until you think about over the years, like, oh my God, it took me that long. Like, I would say since I graduated from nursing school in 2021 and then to 2024, I was like, wow, it's been almost 3 years. But like I said,
But
the
look
next
at everything you
it
went
went through.
through.
Yes,
I
yes,
mean, you went through some life altering changes and still going through and
yeah,
still persevering and still keeping up with your being a mom, being an entrepreneur, and being a nurse.
yes,
You
yes.
know, like now tell us about Classified by Lady K and your different accessories, your website, and
Okay, so Classified by Lady K. First, it was actually I launched my lip line. It was called Keturah Cosmetics at
mm-hmm,
first, but 2018 I launched that. And then I was doing paparazzi accessories. It started off really well. I was doing it and being consistent, but once I got in nursing school, it was hard to be able to balance, trying to do all of that. So I kind of took a break, but I was still getting clients in between that time. So it kind of kept me up on things
mm-hmm,
and my different doing different vending events. And then from then I strayed away from paparazzi, and then I did my own. I incorporated uh, the accessories like purses and jewelry and sunglasses into my cosmetic line. So uh, I started rebranding, I would say 2021, 2022, into
mm-hmm.
Classified by Lady K. And now it's successful. I is God, thank God he has his hands on the business, of course, but just being consistent, like, well, yeah, being consistent in clientele. I would say being consistent in clientele because I wasn't consistent like in doing makeup like I was, because we all started before the pandemic and during the pandemic doing, going live a lot and, going being in our groups and doing our
Mm-hmm.
challenges, but life star life, and of course,
And then you start going through little trivial things, and it's like when certain groups or circumstances or people started taking the joy
mm-hmm.
out of it. So
Yep.
I know I backed away from it for a minute. I took a break, and then Eric was like, "All this makeup around here, somebody gonna do some daggone makeup if I gotta do
I know that's right there.
it." So and I think we've all also gone through that time where we lost our passion for
Yes,
a moment,
yes.
and then we had to fall back in love with the makeup, and then we had to get reintroduce ourselves back into doing the lives. And I always say, whether I have one person, 100 people, 400 people, I'm going to give the same energy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And with myself, with me being in chronic pain all the time, because like I'm sitting on a heating pad right now, I'm hurting now, you
Mm,
can hear it in my voice, but I was subjecting myself to wanting to appear perfect and never wanting
right.
to show
Mm-hmm.
when I was in pain. So I finally released myself of that a couple months back,
Mm-hmm.
where I did the podcast where I showed you a day in the life of a chronic pain sufferer, because God put it on my spirit that I say I'm a chronic pain sufferer, but people only see the polished
Mm-hmm.
Wanda. And for those people that are chronic pain sufferers, and they're saying that's not how I look suffering through chronic pain, and
Mm-hmm.
it was making others feel less than, or that they
Mm-hmm.
somehow weren't measuring up. So I had to be transparent, like you said. And I thank you for being so
Absolutely.
transparent in this interview. I had to be transparent and show raw,
Oh, absolutely.
just raw, uncut. And that way now, on a day like today, when I'm not perfect, I can say I'm on this heating pad, I'm hurting, and but I'm here,
Oh,
or if I because I told you I wasn't about to do my makeup. If I had known you was coming without your makeup, we'd have been two faced, but now I've allowed myself to be human.
absolutely.
I took that pressure off of myself to feel like I had to be perfect. I had to appear perfect. And
Mm-hmm.
that has been a big relief off of me too, and allowed me to feel free to come on when the body is acting up.
Oh, absolutely. And people, you know what? People appreciate authenticity. You know,
Mhm.
they appreciate when you real, raw, honest, and that's when they could relate to you more. And I know I am. I can.
Mhm.
But yeah, people draw to you more when you more authentic and can really share your experiences, and because they can relate and say, I'm like that too. You could find people that share their stories and tell you how they've overcome what they went through. Because you'll be surprised, people how people have said, because I did a video a few years ago about divorce, opening up about divorce, and a lot of people behind the scenes is like, thank you so much, about sharing about your experience and how you
Mhm.
overcome, because I've been through the same thing. So people, when you authentic and real and honest and raw, people can relate, because that's how they can open up more and share how they've overcome too, and say, oh, I went through the same thing. So they love real and raw honesty.
And it's like that's another thing, because even in the fact of you and your daughter's father separating and going through, you're now in the process of divorcing. I
Hmm.
like how, one, you've never spoke negatively about them.
Right.
Two, you're just doing what you have to do for you and your daughter and what's best for you and your daughter.
Absolutely.
Um, Three, again, it shows that just because we have a relationship with Christ doesn't mean that we don't go through trials and
Oh,
tribulations.
absolutely,
If
absolutely.
anything, we go through more.
Yes, I was just about to say that's when you throwing darts at the most when you.
Exactly.
But like I said, and it's okay not to be okay sometimes. Like I've learned that in the church, people just think coming to church and sometimes speaking in tongues and getting prayed for is just the cure all, but it's not.
Mm-mm.
Like you need therapy. Therapy is
Yes.
key. You need somebody to be able to hold you up as well. Like I said, sometimes when you're going through tests and trials, you don't think. I mean, you think about God, but you don't be wanting to pray sometimes. So
You be
you,
angry.
yep,
Let me keep it
yep.
real. I've been angry with
Oh yeah,
God. Like,
yeah.
why am I
Sometimes, yes,
going,
yes.
and
Right.
defiant?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I may have to pay for it later, but let's keep it
Oh
real.
yeah, definitely, definitely. We
Mama
are
ain't
human.
never.
We are
I'm
human.
not gonna, paint this pretty picture. I've been angry. I've been defiant, and then you have to come around. Like, you have to see the process, and sometimes I'll even use a hashtag "purpose for the pain." And
Mhm.
my daughter and I are estranged, and different things, and it hurts. But God will send you when you're lacking in one area.
Mhm.
God, I have my makeup daughter,
Yes.
he will send you people in the gap for
Mhm.
what you're lacking or what you're missing. And it doesn't
Right.
replace that
Right.
person, but it helps give you a bridge or soothe the pain.
Absolutely. And so that's why I say in the church. So when I was married, well, being married to uh my daughter's father, he was a pastor, and that was my first time being a role as a first lady, and people expect you. I didn't know what to expect in a role. I just,
Mhm.
they want you to put up a front and be a certain way, but I told him in the beginning, you have to take me as I am, and I have to develop in a role. I'm still young, and trying to balance life, and I like the things I like, and I've never been a person to be out here wild and stuff like that.
Right.
I like to go out every now and then, and occasionally I like wine and stuff like that. So, you have to give me time to develop. And then people, like I said, people want you to be so, especially when you in leadership in the church, they want you to be a certain way. And we were around a lot of the women that I would look at in the it's called the Church of God in Christ. They would be uppity and kind of stiff and just
Hmm.
try to be that perfect, like have that perfect standard. And that never was me, and I never
Right.
strive to be that. But they want to put that stigma on you, and it was just like it takes a toll on you mentally,
Hmm.
and just in the church in general. They want you to just suppress your feelings and go through things and like smile and grin and bear it and hide your
Right.
they don't want you to be transparent. They want you just
They
I'm
want you to
saved,
put
I
on
know
this
God.
facade of
Yeah,
perfection.
yeah, yes,
And
yes.
there's no perfect person but God. And even in your situation, more so because your husband was a pastor, and there's
Mhm.
more of a demand and people competing for their time, and
Mhm.
then sometimes you're put on the back burner
Yes,
for
yes, yes.
things surrounding the church. And no matter what, you're still a woman, and you
Right.
still have feelings, you still have needs. And then let's
Mhm.
face it, those women attracted to quote unquote
Oh
power.
yeah,
And
leadership. Yep, that's it.
so being a young person in leadership, you handled it all so well.
Oh, thank you, Mom. That means a lot to me because, yeah, that was the biggest thing, the balance. Trying to, and then having a brand new baby, being sick, and us having to run back and forth to the hospital every day, while she was in the NICU, trying to
Mhm.
trying to balance that, and then trying to be a good wife it was it was a lot. It was a lot.
Hmm. And
But
then
I just,
to be
I don't
honest,
regret.
now I can say it. I never felt like he appreciated you enough.
Oh, thank you, Mom. Yeah,
I
that.
can
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
but mom's on the outside looking in, and I stay in my lane, but
yeah.
you
Hmm.
know, we get the gift of discernment, and
Absolutely.
but I could feel your growth, and I could feel when you were moving in another direction, and I said, she knows
Hmm.
I'm here. If
Oh yeah,
she,
I sacrificed a lot. Like I said, put my test on the back burner because, like I said, all of this happened fast. Like when I got pregnant with Kamora, and then us getting married my last semester in nursing school. It just, me trying to be a good wife, putting things on the back burner that I was ready to accomplish and achieve,
Mhm.
and sacrificing time. Like I've never been to so many church services in my life, and
I can only imagine. I can only
I'm like,
imagine. And it's
Lord,
not
when
that you
is
don't
this
love
time?
the Lord,
Right.
but I can only imagine.
Yeah, but yeah, I put a lot on the back burner, but that's I don't regret anything that I've been through. Everything that I've run through in life is a lesson. Touching trials is a lesson to help me to develop into the woman that I am today, and
Hmm.
help strengthen me in my character and tenacity, and strength, courage, and wisdom. So I just thank God for bringing me to where I am now.
Your growth has been phenomenal. Like I'm always
Yes,
watching,
yes,
and
yes.
your growth and maturity. You're mature beyond your years,
Oh, thank you, Mom.
and you make your other mother proud.
Oh, thank you, Mom. That means so much to me. I'm
And I
proud of
mean,
you as well. Oh my
oh, thank you,
God. I
baby.
love your show and all the things you've accomplished with the makeup, being an influencer, and being associated with the different companies that you're associated with. Once I get classified by Lady K Cosmetics relaunch, I got you.
Oh, okay.
Uh so
Thank you, my
yes.
love. And
But
my baby came on. Denise will identify with this because Denise has been struggling with her allergies and sinuses. My baby came on. She was like, "Mom, I don't have no makeup on, but
I know, like, oh
she's
my God,
not
I feel
feeling
so happy.
well." And
Yeah.
she still graced me with her presence
Oh,
today.
thank you,
And I
Mom.
just want you to know it means so much to me. I wish my grandbaby was there.
I know. Yeah, I have to video you with her.
Yes, yes. I wish she was there, and just to see her thriving, her
Yes.
birthday and the little photo shoot that you guys did was
Yes.
so beautiful.
Oh, thank you,
I
Mom. Yes.
loved everything about it.
Yes, I'm so grateful. She'll be 3 on the 29th of this month. So I'm so happy. She's thriving. We're actually going out of town because her and my mom have the same birthday.
Oh, okay.
We're going for a family reunion, but we'll be out of town on their birthday. But I'm just grateful that we'll be able to spend it with family, and just her to be able to do what she wants, and her to have fun.
And
That's
look at God, you went from looking at her in the NICU and you couldn't hold your baby to now
uh,
she's thriving and
yes,
she's about to be 3 and you
yes,
get all the hugs and kisses that you want.
mhm, yes, yes, yes,
God is an amazing God.
yes. He is. Yes. So.
So, is there anything that you would like to say in parting before we end tonight?
Oh, I just want to thank you so much, Mom, for inviting me on your platform. It means the world to me. I'm honored and privileged to be here, and I really appreciate all of you who have had a listening ear to experience my journey. And I hope that anyone and everyone has been inspired by my journey and what I've, been transparent to share, because I haven't really told a lot of people any of this information that I shared on tonight. So I knew that my mother would allow me to be able to be transparent and share my journey without holding back anything. And I felt comfortable enough to do so. So I'm grateful for that as well. And
Quita says she enjoyed meeting you.
oh,
That's
thank
my
you so
my
much.
sister. Yes.
Oh, thank you, Quita. Thank you, Auntie.
I
So
mean,
I'm privileged to be able to be on the platform, and I just pray that someone has really taken something out of it and to keep going and be consistent on whatever journey that God has you on. Just to not give up. That's the most important thing I want you to take out of this. Just to be consistent and not give up on the path that God has afforded you to be on.
that's some good advice, my baby. I love you to
Yeah,
life.
love you
And
too.
mommy is always here for you.
Absolutely. I'm
Thank
so
you for
sorry
loving.
I don't have any makeup on. Oh my
Girl,
God.
please, you are beautiful. You are beautiful. They saw the promo, so they see
Oh,
what you
good,
look like with
yeah.
makeup. So you are beautiful without it. And you have allergies, and you could have said, "Mom, I don't feel good." And again, that shows your work ethic. I mean, not that this is work, but that shows your perseverance. You
Absolutely.
came on regardless. You showed up. So
Yes.
I appreciate you for that.
Thank
It
you.
says a lot about you and your character.
Oh, thank you, Mom. It's been an honor. I just thank God for being able to persevere through all my tests and trials and tribulations. That's the thing that's helped me overcome perseverance.
And that's what's going to get you through because life life has life for me since I was in the fourth grade. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
still here.
Yes, you are.
And it, like you said before, it builds character
Yes.
and it builds a gift of discernment.
Absolutely.
And Denise said, "Girl, allergies are real right now."
Yes. Oh, and I do want to add something too. Like, in the makeup industry, it can be kind of competitive, but you
Hmm.
keep going. Like, I would remember, and I don't want to say the person's name, of course, but just she's a big influencer, but sometimes they can steal your looks and stuff like that. But you keep going. Don't let that discourage you with anything. Just be consistent and keep going, and don't let that deter you. You just be consistent and
They
see
can't
how.
steal your personality.
No,
Only you can be you.
that's it. And then
That's
sometimes we look at, I used to look at, people's numbers and not think of the work that they put behind it. Like, you could see somebody's, them on their platform, and oh, they got so many followers, and they see how their skill is, but you have to think about it. They've probably been doing it for years, and to build up their audience and to be consistent with their skill set. That takes time. Like I said
mm-hmm.
with makeup earlier, you have to be consistent. And if you don't have any clientele, if you're trying to be a makeup artist, or trying to be a professional, you have to build up your skill and show people that you're consistent. Even if you don't have any clients, your best canvas is yourself. You,
Right.
like you said, Mom, you a walking billboard.
Walking billboard.
When you do
And I
your
just be
makeup
walking
up,
around my house half the time, made up.
yes. So sometimes when I do go out, people be like, "Oh, who did your makeup?" And then you can advertise yourself. You like, "Oh, me, I
Mhm.
did my own." You like, "Oh, then that's how
And
sometimes."
people are watching. A lot of times,
Yes,
what I've learned, I have more viewers than I have people that will like
of
or share.
course, of course.
But my name is starting to be mentioned in rooms that my feet have never set foot
Oh,
in.
absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
So
That's so
it
true.
pays off. Denise is saying she's glad to have heard your journey and she appreciates you blessing us.
Oh, thank you
That's
so,
my other
so
sister.
much. Thank you so much. That made
So,
the world to me. I'm so glad. So
and
glad.
anytime you need a platform, this is
Oh,
always
yes.
available
Thank
to
you,
you.
Mom.
Just
Yeah.
let me know. We'll
Okay.
be talking.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Thank you
love
so
you to
much.
life.
Love you
Kiss my
too.
baby for me.
Okay, Mom. Tell Dad I said hi. I love
I
him.
will. He probably in the back watching.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right, baby. So I will be talking to you soon, and I'm gonna say to you guys, thank you for joining us. If you've ever thought about giving up, go back and watch this again.
Yes.
Keturah had every reason and excuse, if she wanted one, to give up on so many occasions. And
Hmm.
now she sits as an RN.
Yes.
She's a business owner.
Yes.
She's been on makeup sets, and
Yeah.
she's a mommy. And
Yeah.
she's gonna be a mommy again. I see the next husband and some more grandbabies down
Yeah.
the line. I see that in her future because she's too beautiful to be alone.
Mhm. Wow.
She's too beautiful to
Yeah.
be alone. And as you go about your day, if you see a queen and her crown is askew for whatever reason, help that queen to get that crown back on her head. Whatever you do to help that queen get that crown on her head, zip your lips. Don't feel the need to tell anybody else what you did to help get that queen in position. And with that, I'm going to say, remember, peace and blessings. Remember, the enemy separates and we unify. I
Yeah.
love you to life. Wait a minute, Katori, you stay on, baby.